Hey, you guys, we are officially live here. We are on a couple platforms, so you may see me look to the side just to make sure we are fully connected. I won't be before you long, so hopefully you all are able to jump in here. This stream will be recorded and it will stay posted on social media. My name is Camille Westmoreland. You may see me on a Jewel Tankers platform. You may see me on my platform, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube. And I'm super excited. Many of you all know me from working with Dr. Jewel Tanker. I have been her chief operating officer for many years. Many of you all know me from my own personal platform, just in the area of systems, automation, business, scaling, and so forth. And so I really just wanted to come on here because so much is happening in the world of automation, AI, and all the different things, and just really a lot of the things that we've seen happening globally, economically, and all of those things. One of the things that I just really wanted to really get on here and share with people is that, it's just really, really important that we position ourselves to, not, how can I say it? Don't position ourselves to be in a place of just having a job, right? We have like having just a job is too close to having no income at all, right? And so it's always about posturing ourselves to have multiple streams of income, but not just having multiple streams of income, but when we posture ourselves to have a business or multiple businesses and things like that, we have to go beyond that, but posturing ourselves to have systems or automations or positioning ourselves for scalability, to position ourselves to scale. Why? Because when we run a business or we have multiple facets or parts to that business, we have to posture ourselves to scale. Because if we don't posture ourselves to scale, we won't grow. We find ourselves not having enough time to do all the things that we need to do in order to continue to scale and grow in our business. And then those things fall by the wayside. And this is extremely important to pay attention to, because if you are like many people, hey Trina, if you're like many people who may have a job and are trying to run a business, you'll find yourself working someone else's vision and goals all day. But when it's time for you to get home to do your own thing, you're tired and you have not taken the time to jump into your own thing. And so I have created something that you all will be able to take advantage of, and it's going to position each and every one of us to continue to scale and grow, because we're hearing every single day and seeing stuff every single day about AI, automation this, automation that, right? And the thing that I want you all to understand, AI is not far-fetched, okay? AI, artificial intelligence, really is just about systems and business. It's really just about automation, really, at the end of the day. It's about having something in place that can do something for you that has to be done every single day. When you think about business owners and you think about people who make tons of money, what are they doing? They are putting things in place to get things done so that they don't have to do it. When you think about Robert Kiyosaki and he talks about the cash flow quadrant, one of the things he talks about is the different ways that money is made, right? He talks about the employee, which is a person that exchanges their time for money. He talks about the self-employed person. The self-employed person is the person that is not part of a system, but he owns a system. Well, he owns a job. He doesn't have a job, he owns a job, right? So he's still exchanging time for money because he has to show up and exert that energy in order to, make money. But then you have that next person that's a business owner, which means he owns a system. He has people and other things working for him to make money, right? And then you have the investor, which now has money working for him. And so if you want to position yourself to scale in your business, right, it is important to think about what are those income producing activities and what are those other activities that are important for my business to grow. They don't necessarily produce direct income, but they are necessary for income for my business. Those are the things that we're talking about. Those are the things that you need systems for, so that those things can continue to produce and move without you having to put your hands to it. Those are the things that you want to be thinking about. So when you think about your business, so if you're in here listening, okay, and yes, happy Veterans Day to everybody. Thank you so much for your service. For those of you all who serve in our armed forces, we really appreciate everything that you all do for our country. I do want to say that. But for you all who have a business, I want you to think about those tasks that have to be done every day, whether it's responding to an email, whether it's a follow-up call, whether it's responding to a text message, whether it's vetting new prospects for your business. What are those things that you need, but it's like, man, this task, it gets on my nerves, but it's necessary. Those are the things that you want to think about. How can I automate these things? These are necessary. These are things I don't really want to do or desire to do. But in order for me to scale and grow my business, these are things that I still need to get done, right? These are the things that you want to automate that. Liz said, I need to produce 5 million. How can I make AI do that? Liz, let me tell you something. I got you. We're gonna make it do what it do. It might take us a little minute, but we're gonna make it do what it do. I'm telling you. So with that, it's the key is this. When I look at, like, to give you a little background on myself, I went to college for political science and psychology, right? And right out of school, I was not really taught the importance of internships and doing different things in my field of study. So when I got out of school, it was really challenging for me to get a job in my field. And so my first big girl job was at Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, because that's where I'm from, North Carolina. And in that job, I ended up working in the claims department with Medicare. And at the time when they brought me in, they were at like 6 figures in claims behind. And immediately when I got into that position, my mind immediately went to systems like, how can we get these 100,000 claims down? Because they were like, we're going to be a year behind in getting these claims down. And so that's when I first tapped into, like, that I had a gift where systems was concerned. And so from that time forward, and that was like in 2005 or 6, from that time forward, I began this journey. Like every time I saw a business or talked to a person, it came to, how can a system work? How can we make something easy, right? How can we position or posture ourselves to, how can we position or posture ourselves to, make things easier? Because when it comes to doing your business, you want to make sure that you're focused in the right place. And a lot of times businesses suffer because we don't have a well-oiled machine. And so the people that are afraid of AI is almost like saying, I'm afraid to scale and grow in my business. And so one of the things that I am going to be showing you guys that I think is really cool. So I have been studying the last couple of months, and one of the things that I think that every person could take advantage of, like if you're tuning in right now, you could use an assistant. Put a 1 in the chat, or just say me. If you could use an assistant of sorts, it don't even have to be nothing major. You might be like, I just need somebody to monitor my email. If you have a website and you're like, I just need somebody to catch my leads, or follow up with some text messages, or I need somebody to, capture, something. I need some help. Just give me some help, right? I need some help. So I'm about to like put y'all on some stuff real quick. Oh, I see my brother Wes on here, like this game changer. Okay, so I'm about to show y'all something real quick because like this Saturday, you guys, I am doing a free training where I am showing businesses how they can leverage AI, create their own AI assistant or agent, and leverage automation. One of the things that I have been helping a couple of companies do is to fully automate and streamline to the point where they're able to use their current website, plug in their own AI agent, okay? And not only plug in that AI agent, but that AI agent is capturing every lead that comes to their website. Because here's the thing, you can have a beautiful website all day, but if you're not tracking who's coming to that website, you losing money. Contacts equal currency. So you're doing yourself a disservice to have a beautiful website, but that website is not capturing. Okay. So if you're on here and you do not have lead captures happening from people who come to your website, clearly, if they're going to your website, there is something on your site that they need. But you need to have something in exchange for that. Like if you come into my site, you need to give me something in order to see what's on my site, right? So you need this set up, but many people miss that part. Okay. And so this is going to be extremely important for that scalability and for that growth. So check this out. Now, do me a favor real quick. I'm about to drop this number in the chat. This is my number that I want you to shoot a text to real quick, because not only will this set you up to get an invite from me for my free training this weekend, even if you can't attend the free training, you'll be able to tap in to get the you'll be able to tap in to get the replay, right? But also, I will be launching my own community to where not only will you be able to plug in to start building out your own, you have access to me to be your coach and walk you through the whole building, right? Because I am really big on people hiring people to build for them, but being in this space so long, I've seen so many people pass off and hire people to build for them. But when that person goes ghost or no longer works in that space, and that entrepreneur did not know how to build or know anything about it, they have to start all over again, or they can't find anyone who is as well versed, or some people don't like to work on the work of someone else, and then they have to start all over again. I'm big on entrepreneurs and business owners knowing the ins and outs of all of their businesses and things like that. So I love to empower and teach you how to take what you currently have, because when you're, a small business, you don't necessarily want to or have to go somewhere where you have to pay $10, $15, $20,000 out the, like straight out the back just to set something up, right? You can start at a very scalable space and continue to scale and grow. And so I want to make sure that you're able to tap into that. So I'm putting this number up here real quick so that y'all can go ahead and text this number, because I want y'all to text me. And I'm putting this number here, and I hope I'm putting my number right. So just text the word hello to me, and it's going to tap you in with me. And once you tap in, I'm going to let it scroll right there for you guys. So go ahead and text that number real quick. What it's going to do is get your information for me real quick. You will get an invite when I launch my community this weekend, and also get an invite to go ahead and get plugged into my free training. In my training, you're going to get the steps that's going to help you automate your business. My brother was, oh, I see Dr. Jewel. She's right there. She made it back. Hi,
Oh my gosh. I am so excited about what you're doing in the AI space. It's so important right now. The world is changing. The jobs aren't coming back. Many people's businesses, if they don't start integrating AI, they're going to be in trouble. And one thing I love about what you do, Mill, as a system maven, like you help to put so many things in place, but not only will Mill put things in place for you that are automated, but you can also learn too, because she's been very instrumental in, running all of my entities, which is a whole situation by itself. But she does an amazing job with it. But what I love about a lot of the things that she's implemented for me, I'm also learning. I'm also learning from her. Hey, what about this? Asking questions, because as a CEO, you need to stay good at what you're really good at. I know where my genius is, and it's not necessarily systems or the back end. You see what I'm saying? But I've also challenged myself as a CEO to not necessarily be able to do it like her, right? Because I'll never be able to do it like her. I don't desire to do it like her, but to at least know enough to be able to have, intelligent conversations about data, about systems, about integration, about infrastructure, about those things. And so I believe that, what Mill is doing right now is like, when I say it is critical, because you cannot sit there and just wait and say, oh my gosh, I didn't think they were going to lay me off. I'm telling you now, if you don't know AI, if you're not integrating it in some way, then the layoff is probably going to be inevitable, because the CEOs that are doing all these hundreds of thousands, tens or thousands of people that are being laid off, they already said those jobs are gone forever. So it's not like, oh, maybe next month they'll hire me back. No, if you don't know AI, if you're not using AI, unfortunately, it puts you in a position where, from a marketplace standpoint, you're irrelevant. We know Jesus loves you and you're relevant, okay? But from a marketplace standpoint, you'll be very antiquated. So I think you need to move now. You need to make the decision to act now. And that's one thing that I've learned about being in business, is you got to take massive action, and you got to take it right away. So Mill has several different packages that she'll be able to offer you, and be able to customize, exactly what you're doing, because you're not doing what I'm doing. You're not doing what Keita's doing, but there's some things that you're doing that God has called you to, that you're going to need some assistance on. So I'm really excited about, what she's doing. I know that the time could not be more, it couldn't be more perfect. Could not be a better time.
Yeah. So one of the things I was gonna do, and Wes, are you still on here? Because I see Keita commented, but Wes, I was about to use him. So Wes, comment if you still here, because y'all are getting ready to see something live real quick. If he's still on here, or anybody, if he's not here, if you're on here and you have a business website, somebody drop your website in here real quick, because one of the things that I want to show you really, really quick, and you're going to see a little bit more about this on my training. When I talk about like the assistant, because some people commented like, I could use an assistant, I could use some help, or whatever that looks like. What that looks like for you, like Dr. Jewel said, is going to be different from person to person. Yesterday, I posted a post, and those who commented, y'all be on the lookout, because I'm getting ready to show y'all something individually for those who commented, to show you all how AI and automation can leverage your businesses. A couple of people commented that, they're notaries, they're in real estate, they're mortgage brokers, they are in the health and beauty industry, they're in a couple different things and so forth. And so I'm going to be dropping comments directly to them and showing them how these tools can leverage. But with that, you can have an agent that can schedule your appointments for you. You can have an agent that takes inbound calls, because like I did a consult with a client recently who is a mental health specialist. So she does not have an assistant. And so one of the biggest challenges in her business is missing calls from new clients who want to come in. Her struggle is a lot of them don't necessarily want to go on the website to schedule. They want that personal touch, or rather have a phone call. And so we were able to get it set to where that agent is able to plug into her scheduling portal, talk to those individuals, and through her portal, based on what her availability is to schedule through that portal. Okay. So they're able to do that on her behalf, so she's not missing that money. You see what I'm saying? So different things like that. Nobody has a website they want to drop. Okay. So I still have Wes' website. So I'm gonna just text him after this is over and be like, Wes, you jumped off, but I'm about to show y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all this quick drip real quick. Okay. So I dropped into the chat. Make sure y'all text hello to the number on the screen, 615-997-1346, because that's going to give you first movers advantage when I launch the community. But also I dropped the link to my free training that's happening this Saturday. But also, so here we go real quick. So I'm going to share my screen because I want to show you guys this really, really quick, how this works with your agents. So this is something that I'm going to be training you all. And this is where the actual community is going to come in play, because as you're working and you're learning this space and setting it up, you know, like I said, you're going to want to, you know, learn to customize and do certain things specific for yourself and your business. And as your business continues to grow and scale, there are going to be certain things that you want to implement and test out and adjust. There are people who are real estate agents. I've tested some things out which were really cool, to where you could plug in an MLS, or if you have a certain particular area. So someone could be calling you and say, you know, I'm looking for 3-bedroom, 2-bath with 2-car garage in Rutherford County, Tennessee. And your AI agent could pull those particular areas, collect their information. You have a whole CRM, which is a customer relationship management software that collects that leads information, but also plugs them into the type of data they're receiving. So these are things that can happen. People who are working in these spaces. Something else that I'm currently working on is going to be a huge blessing to transaction coordinators, because working alongside Dr. Jewel in Acetify, I've had the opportunity to connect with many transaction coordinators in this space, and automation is a big deal for them. And so now being able to build another product that's going to be a benefactor for them is absolutely, you know, rewarding to be able to help in that space. So let me share my screen real quick, because I could go on and we don't want this to be too long. So here we go. So let's see here. Let's see what screen. Okay, so here we go. All right, so you all should see my screen. So you
and I just wanted to say this while you're doing this. The reason this is so important, you cannot just like veg out on all the cutoffs and all the shutoffs. You got to veg out on learning and educating yourself. Movement. God is attracted to movement. And the game and the tea she has, I'm telling you, like, you got to be bad to the bone to be able to run with me. Yeah. Yeah. She a bad girl. She know what she's doing, like for real, for real. Okay, I just have to say that.
Okay, cool. So, okay, here we go. So this is where this is just like basic building of AI agents, and you have what's called a knowledge base. So your agents can do inbound and outbound calls. So outbound calls right now are only enabled for the United States and Canada within the platform. And so this is good for people who have sales teams and you need someone to help you with outbound calling. So you can have your agents do outbound calls from leads and so forth. So Wes is not on here, but I'm going to make sure I spin the block with him so I can show him this. I'm not going to create a new agent right now because that's a lot extra time, but you have what's called a knowledge base. With a knowledge base, what that means is you're training or giving your AI the information that it needs to be able to perform the job or task that you want it to perform. So in Wes' case, he has an event company where they go and do weddings and different types of events and so forth. So I went ahead and pulled his website. So in this particular case, I'm just gonna name it Diverse Inclusions. That's the name of his company. And then I'm just putting that in here real quick. So that's what I'm naming the knowledge base. In this particular instance, I'm adding his source, which is going to be a web crawler, because I'm putting in a website. So in this case, I'm going to do all URLs in this domain. So what that means is I'm putting the main domain and it's going to extract the data on every page of that domain. Okay. So what this does is, if you have a business website, a business funnel, or whatever the case is, you will put that website in there. Let's just say if you only wanted one page, you can say, pull the information just off of this page. But in my case, I'm saying pull the information off of every page on the website. So what it's currently doing right now is pulling every page first. Then after it's done pulling every page, it's going to learn. It's going to skim and read every piece of data or information that they have on the website. So it's going to learn it. So after that, you don't have to just stop at the website. They may have a list, or in your business, you may have a list of frequently asked questions. You may start thinking of things that your customers ask you that you never thought to put on your website. You may have a list of objections or responses to objections that you may always give when people say certain things. It may just be other things about your business that you want to make sure that your AI agent knows. So pretty much you're taking yourself, or your brain, if you will, and you're dumping it into your AI to make sure that your AI knows everything that you do. Okay. Oh, there you go. Wes, you back? Because I was over here like, he went away. I'm about to message him like, I'm using your business. So Wes, I have it pulling your information right now. So I put your website in. So what it's doing is pulling the pages from your website right now. So what's going to happen, Wes, is once it learns it, if it does it quickly, I don't know how many pages you have on there. After it learns it, I'll be able to set up an AI agent to actually take phone calls as a voice agent, but as well as a conversation agent. So this agent can now talk to people the same way I'm talking to you all. It can connect to your social media. So every Facebook page, personal or public, Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok, LinkedIn, text message. So if you all text that number already, my agent has probably texted y'all back, asking y'all questions and so forth, right? If you call, you can name your agent. When I set the agent up, I tell the agent what their personality is. I tell the agent, how long do you wait to talk? I tell the agent, don't cut them off when they're talking, right? You set the tone of what that interaction looks like, and so forth. You give that agent permission to schedule bookings. You give that agent permission to cancel bookings, right? If the agent doesn't know certain information, the agent will say, you tell the agent, if you don't know it, don't refer them any other websites. Say, I don't know that information, but I will have someone give you a call. Once that call is over, you as the business owner will receive an email with their contact information as well as a summary of the call. But not only that, you also will receive you also have a back office, which has your pipelines of every person that has ever made contact within your system with their contact information, as well as the pipeline of all interactions with that person. So you're able to track their progress from initial contact until a closed deal. So now it gives you a whole ecosystem of seeing your business in one place. And the beautiful thing is, it's helping create automation from start to finish of your business. And so it goes back to what I was saying before. When you have that chat bot on your website, it literally sets you up. So the same way you all text that number, that same bot is on my website. So if someone goes to my website, y'all ever been to a website and it's like at the bottom, it's like, hey, text here if you got a question. A lot of times people may think those are humans sitting right there, but a lot of times it's just the AI agent that has been programmed to communicate like a human. So because a lot of times people are set up, to not answer. Or another feature you can have, some people like to answer their phones when people call, but if you miss a call, you missing money. So there's another feature you can incorporate, which is a text back feature. So Wes, you get a call for a booking, or Dr. Samantha, you get a call for a booking, but you miss it. AI will immediately text back and say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm in a meeting. How can I help? You missed the call, but AI didn't. They texting back on your behalf, because most of the time, if a client is trying to get booked and they miss a call, what they gonna do? Call the next person. But by that AI texting back on your behalf, what happens? They're securing the deal for you because you responded quickly before they could call the next person. So these are the things that you're going to be able to utilize and connect based on the needs of your business. Okay. And so within the platform, we're going to be able to see what are the things that you need to set up and use for your business. So let me go back over here and see. They're still fetching your pages. So they've created one page so far. So I'm gonna let it keep doing what it's doing. Let me open up another screen real quick. So this is me building a funnel page. So this is actually, so within the platform, as you can see, this was me building my funnel page. So I'll just kind of like click around and show you some of the things you have access to. Because remember what I said, websites are cute and antiquated. I mean, they're cute, but they're antiquated. Why are they antiquated? Because they're just cute brochures. If you're not doing something to go from a large scale of people all the way down to who your target base is, you're doing yourself a disservice in your business. So the goal is to go from a wide range of people to that, to who are the people for me. But not only to who are the people for me, I need them contacts, or I'm not going to get that currency. And so that's what our goal is to not just show somebody something pretty, but let me get them contacts, right? That is the ultimate goal. And that is what we are set up to do. And that's what I am positioning myself to help you all do. And so this Saturday, I encourage you guys to get registered for my free training. And in that training, and y'all saw this. So y'all saw me back here building. So I ain't just showing y'all something I don't use for myself and that I don't use for my clients that I'm working with, like Dr. Jewel just mentioned. Like I've rebuilt, what she has going on. Marquita, the moneymaker, I've rebuilt, we work. And like with Marquita, like we work hand in hand. That's my biggest thing. Like I could have rebuilt. I could rebuild, but my thing is I want you to be empowered, right? I don't want you to put just everything in the hands of one person. Because if that one person just goes away for whatever reason, you don't want to be stuck and starting over and figuring out. You want, as a business owner, you want still that control there. You know what I'm saying? So as you can see here, you're going to get that step-by-step AI agent creation guide. I'm going to give you step-by-step. We're going to talk through and we're going to actually build one out. Because you have like basic agents, you're going to have agents where you literally are just collecting information. But then you're going to have agents that literally will do, like I said, scheduling of appointments. They can collect tons of data. There are people in the medical field that I've been talking to that you can have HIPAA compliant agents so they can book for doctor's offices, right? You can have agents that, like, I'm supposed to be meeting with 2 restaurant owners in Nashville who are very popular brunch spots, right? They pack out on the weekends and they're like, we get so many calls and we can set up an AI to integrate in our appointment systems where we ain't got to take calls and they could just book around the clock. That would be great for us, right? There are 2 very popular spots. So I have to actually follow up on that. So those are the things. So one of the things I would challenge you to do is the 2 things I would challenge you to do. Think about your current business. What are the things that are necessary but get on your nerves? If you could say, if I don't have to do these things, They're necessary, but they get on my nerves and I don't want to do it. I want to give it to somebody else. I'm not in a place where I can hire or want to hire an assistant that I got to pay $30,000, $40,000 a year to, but I'm willing to position myself to learn and implement some automation systems that can do it for me with light observation by myself. Once it's set up, write those things down. Number 2, make sure that you register for my free training this Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Even if you cannot attend due to conflicts, you will get the replay. Okay. So, but make sure you register. Number 3, make sure you text the number on the screen, because as I mentioned, I will be launching my community. Let me tell you why this is important, because with my community, as many of you all who may know me and have worked with me in the past, the platform that I use is, you may have heard of Go High Level. It is a platform that I absolutely love and highly recommend, because it gives you a one-stop shop for everything that you could think of to use. Many people who do business, you may have Calendly in one place, you may have MailChimp somewhere else, you may have Wix over here, you may have, just think about all the tools that you're using for your business and all these different logins and all these platforms you're paying for. Go High Level has one price point where you get access to all these things. Like you have Hootsuite if you're trying to post on multiple platforms at one time and so forth, right? Go High Level has one price. However, the first 100 people, which I call my founding 100, through my community, those who plug in my first 100, Go High Level is $97 a month for their individual package plus taxes. But within my community, the first 100 will be $97, and you actually get to have a free sub account through my company. So you won't be paying for the Go High Level, but you actually join my community and you get my direct mentorship and trainings and sessions with me throughout twice a week. So you're actually getting direct mentorship with me. So whereas other people who join directly with Go High Level, you're kind of not fending for yourself, but you're kind of fending for yourself, where you're having to go watch videos and reach out to people to try to get help. But through my community, not only are you getting the platform, but you're actually in a community of entrepreneurs who are building systems together, not just learning tools, but we're building business powerhouses, right? So this is going to give you first movers advantage, because after those first 100, anybody else who plugs in, they're plugging into my community for the same price, but they still are going to go get their own Go High Level platform for whatever price that is. You see what I'm saying? So this will actually save you an extra $100+ to plug in for that support. So every week we will build together. Every week, whatever you individually need for your business, you have access to me to help you build and scale in your individual businesses. So I'm really excited about that. But I'm excited to spend Saturday with you guys so we can build. Let's see here. It is still working on. Let me refresh real quick, because I really want to show y'all this so we can go. Period.
Mill, while you're looking to pull that up, I just want to, I don't know, this morning, Roger, on the prayer call, I was basically talking about in the book of Daniel how it said that God had given, Daniel 1:5 talked about how God had a portion every single day. So in other words, wealth transfers should be coming to us every day. But before that, it talked about how Daniel wasn't just a praying man, but he was one that was apt to learning. And I think that is the time that we're in. I tell people, I'm like, you don't have to really worry about any shortage. You don't have to worry about any scarcity. You don't have to worry about anything. First of all, we've been redeemed from that. But secondly, for those that are willing to learn, those that are willing to grow, those that are willing to say, you know what, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't know that my website needed to be updated. I didn't know. I'm telling you, newsflash, these decisions that you make right now are so critical for your overall advancement and growth. We're in the middle of a reset and a reallocation of wealth, right? So what do you have to do? You have to get in those spaces where you see industry leaders like the Shopify CEO, Amazon CEO, Google CEO. They're all running to AI at, I mean, extremely fast speeds. So what Camilla's offering is so doggone affordable, right? And it helps you as a CEO. And even if you feel like, hey, I don't have my own business, but I just kind of do something part-time on the side. Everybody should be thinking, I have my own business. Even if you work another job, just because you don't know if your job is going to be there in the next 6 months to 12 months. And especially if you are not in any way getting involved with AI. So I think that this is really mandatory. Mm-hmm. Oh, you got it, Mel?
Okay, yeah, let me show you this real quick. Okay, so a lot of West stuff is still uploading, but let me try something really quick. And what I'll do is, so they're up to 8 pages, but I'm going to try something really quick.
Your funnel is cute too, by the way.
Thank you. Working on something. Okay. Let me hit cancel. But Wes, I'm going to give you a, I'm going to get with you anyway. Hold on. Refresh. I may just do a live one on the one that I already have. Well, mine, but I wanted to show, I think because of all his pictures and things he has up there, it's literally going through everything. But we're going to do a call real quick. So what we're going to do is this. So generally what happens is, and so let me give you a preface real quick. He said we have a lot. I already know. I'm so what I'm gonna do real quick is just do like your what we do page real quick, and just pull that information and see if we can pull it together. So pretty much, as I mentioned before, you do like your source, a web crawler, and I'm gonna say let's just pull this exact URL. So I'm just doing the what we do, fetch that page because it's really just simple one page versus going through everything. But generally, once you have like your website, everything about it, you want your AI to literally know the ins and outs, everything about your business. So it's nothing it does not know, because you're really training your agent to be able to step in for you outside of, it's like a replica or a replacement of who you are to step in. But that's when you're, kind of going advanced. So it's more than just who you are. Okay. So while that's doing that, let's go back real quick. So we're going to go to my agent list. So let's go back to our agents. All right. Voice agents. All right. So let's go to, I'm going to go to Chloe. Chloe's my agent here. So when you go to your agent, you get to name your agent, the name of your business. You can choose their voice. You should be able to hear the sound. Hopefully y'all can hear it. Did y'all hear that? Somebody put yes in the chat. Did y'all hear that? Hopefully y'all did. Because I don't know if I cut the sound on. Let me see. Did anybody hear anything? Let me reshare and make sure I cut the sound. Oh, I had also share sound on. Okay, cool. All right. Share this window. All righty. Okay. All right. So y'all should see here. Okay. So pretty much you have your whole agent situation up, and you set your terms when they answer what they say. So I have all of that set up here when they pick up the phone and so forth. Okay. So after that, as I mentioned, you have basic settings and advanced settings. So in my case, it's advanced settings. I tell them you cannot talk to anybody more than 5 minutes, because you're paying for minutes in them phone conversations. It's not a lot, but you're paying for minutes. If there's idle time in those conversations or text messages and so forth. Agent behavior, you tell them how sensitive their interruption is. So if the agent's talking and then that person starts talking, you want to make sure that agent stops so they don't sound like they're cutting them off, and so forth. And then like the voice settings, you can talk about how fast you want them to talk, the temperature of their voice, the volume of their voice, the background. You want them to sound like, do you want them to sound like they're in a call center? Do you want them to sound like they're in a coffee shop? Do you want them to sound like they're outside in the mountains? Like, you get to set the tone of what that background sounds like. Your agent goals, right? You plug in the knowledge base, right? So diverse inclusions, I put diverse inclusions in there, right? And then I introduce them. I'll give them their prompt. You are Chloe. You are a dedicated customer service specialist at, and I put Mavenverse, the name of my company. But in this case, I could say you're a dedicated customer service specialist at Diverse Inclusions, focused on completing discovery calls and prospective clients for Diverse Inclusions. Your goal, you are very pleasant and a good listener. You're going to ask the caller their name, email number, name of their business, blah, blah, blah. So you're telling the agent, you're giving them the details of who they are, how they act, how they respond, so forth and so forth. So they're going to adjust accordingly. You're giving them the logic. So these are things that you are learned and you're taught, right? You're giving them all of the details. You're giving them a call script, a flow of how their call should be. You're telling them to avoid interrupting them, avoid generalizations, and so forth. You're telling them about not repeating sentences. You're telling them only to stick to the provided information. Don't start going off into the internet and trying to provide other information and so forth. So you're telling them what to stick to, right? So in this case, I just plugged in Diverse Inclusion's main site. So I'm gonna hit save, right? So what we're gonna do is I just added Diverse Inclusions as the knowledge base. So I'm gonna just go over the knowledge base real quick just to make sure Diverse Inclusions, that one page is complete. I didn't change anything else just because I didn't want to. So it's still fetching information. So it may not pull the full knowledge base. So I'm gonna move it back, but I'm gonna have it call me real quick, okay? So here we go. And then after I do this, we're gonna wrap the call because I know we're over 30 minutes. I wanted to keep it at 30 minutes or less, but we're going to swap this knowledge base real quick. And
this has been so good though, Mill. I really hope that they are, saying, you know what, let me make sure that I'm on this free training that I'm going to get on Saturday. Because sometimes this is the other thing I know, sometimes you'll say, hey, what do you want your assistant to do? And it's been times I've told you, I don't even know what I need. And I literally was talking to another very, very successful CEO recently and had that conversation. And they just were not sure. Sometimes as a CEO or a part-time entrepreneur, whatever you want to call yourself, you don't even know what you need. Until you get on a call like Saturday and you like, bruh, hold on. These are the pieces that I've been missing. So don't always feel like at the top of your head, you may not know how does this apply. That's the point. You got to learn it. If the entire world, the whole private sector is moving aggressively there, you got to know it is applicable for you too. So I just wanted to say that.
Absolutely. Okay. So now I'm getting ready to have the agent call me. Okay. So here we go.
Hey, you have reached Chloe with Mavenverse. Thanks for calling to complete your discovery call. May I have your name, please?
Yes, my name is Camille.
Thanks, Camille. Could you share your email address and phone number? I'll make sure everything gets sent over correctly.
Sure. What did you ask for?
No problem. I asked for your email address and your phone number.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, just let me know both.
Okay, my email address is camille@gmail.com. And my phone number is 615-926-1234.
All right, just to confirm, your email is camille@gmail.com, correct?
Yes.
And your phone number is 615-926-1234?
Yes.
Perfect, thanks for confirming. Next, could you tell me the name of your business?
The name of my business is The System Maven.
Got it, the System Maven. How long have you been in business?
For 10 years.
10 years, that's impressive. Are you a solo entrepreneur or do you have a team?
I have a team.
Great, thanks for sharing. What would you say are your biggest challenges right now?
I would say some of my biggest challenges are automation and figuring out how to delegate certain tasks.
Makes sense. Automation and delegation can definitely be tricky. What systems or tools are you currently using in your business?
We currently use Monday for our CRM and Calendly to book appointments and MailChimp.
Thanks for that. How confident do you feel in your current tools and automation setup? Would you say you're fully confident, somewhat confident, or not confident at all?
I would say somewhat confident, but I would love to find a way to integrate them together.
Understood. Integration can make a big difference. What are your top 2 or 3 business goals for the next 6 to 12 months?
To find a way to streamline and automate more of our daily tasks so we don't have to focus on them as much.
Got it. Streamlining and automating daily tasks. Are you more interested in do-it-yourself support with tools and training, done-with-you consulting, or done-for-you services where everything is set up for you?
I would love the done for you, but I know that I should know how to do it as a business owner.
That makes total sense. Having it done for you is great, but knowing the process is important too. Would you like to schedule an official consultation with Camille to discuss the best approach and next steps?
Yeah, that would be great.
Please stand by while the booking link is being sent. All right, Camille, I'll text you the scheduling link so you can pick a time that works best for you. I'll also send all your details to Camille for your consultation. Thanks again for sharing everything with me today.
Thank you.
You're all set, and our team will make sure you're taken care of. Have a great afternoon.
And I literally got the booking link while we were there. It came through for me to click to book. So that was automated, because what happens is a lot of times, instead of me having to do a discovery call, or sometimes people won't fill out the form, they will be able to ask the questions, fill out. So they're filling out the form that I've created for them by just talking and asking them those questions, then send them the link to get booked. And they've pretty much gathered the information for me. So by the time I get on the call with them, they've collected the basic information. So by the time I talk to the person, I've gathered the information I need. So like Wes, for the person who is coming to get their wedding done, you've had them already collect, like, what is their budget? Like, you would have been able to vet that person. You're able to, and this is the cool thing too, for many of you all who are high dollar businesses, like, you can set up forms and all this stuff to where if you know that you don't do certain stuff that's less than a certain dollar amount, and they come in and say, this is my budget, it can automatically disqualify them and say, you know, like, ain't gonna say, you're disqualified, but you know, you can set parameters to qualify or disqualify, so you're not kind of, I don't want to say wasting your time, but it can help weed out even in those system flows for you. So I just wanted to kind of show you what that could look like for you to help streamline, because a lot of times in business, we spend a lot of time vetting and talking to people that sometimes may or may not turn into deals, you know, especially when you're an entrepreneur or business owner. And so I just wanted to show you guys that, but we're going to go into that in a lot more detail in my free training. So yeah, I just want to show you guys that.
I just want to know who plans on showing up on Saturday. Just want to know who she's going to be working with. If you plan on registering for her free training, which is a big deal, because Mill is not cheap, right? And the information that she's giving you is top tier tea. I can tell you that right now. I'm a living witness. If you plan on being at that Saturday training, will you just type in the comment 1? We just want to see who's going to be at that training. Also, I want to encourage you, share this with a cousin, a family member. You've been talking to somebody about all the stuff that's going on, and you're like, hey, this happening, that happening. Listen, we want to know, this is your time. Tell them, hey, it's time for us to take action. We can cry, we can complain, we can talk about who we don't like, who should be doing what. But at the end of the day, you got to be the person that takes the action. Whoever has the money controls its usage. Okay. Ebony says she's enrolled. Good job. Trina is enrolling. Terry is enrolling. I love it. We're excited to see you on Saturday. It's going to be lots of great tea. Mill, great job. Very proud of you. What you're doing is so timely. This is such a niche. There's so many people that need this. The ones that don't even necessarily know they need it. Samantha said, yes. The ones who don't even know they need it, need it. You know what I mean? And so basically, please make sure you share this information. We want to see our community, our people, definitely want to see our people win in a very, very big way. So make sure you text hello to 615-997-1346 so you can get all of her ongoing communication and information so that you can continue to grow. And ideally, this will be a lifelong marriage, right? That's what business is. It's like an opportunity to say, hey, we partnered up because I know this person is going to handle all my stuff where AI is concerned, or all the stuff. Whoever you're partnering with, who you're partnering with is so important. You got to partner with people that have your answer and that are obsessed with the future and are looking at the future and studying the future, because that's where the wealth is and that's where the success is. Not what was, but what is to come. So Mill, we're super proud of you for this. I think this is amazing. Can't wait to your free training on Saturday. I know it's going to be a whole lot of tea. I plan on jumping on there myself as well. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.